monkeys unless it is a.
Okay, so we are going live. Okay, so today's meeting is being streamed live on the Township of Ramara's YouTube channel. To those present in the gallery today, by attending a public meeting of the Ramara Trails Committee, you are consenting to your image, voice, and comments being recorded. Anyone who is invited to speak will be recorded, and their voice, image, and comments will form part of the live stream. The chair, secretary, and/or director of infrastructure have the discretion and authority at any time to direct the termination or interruption of the live streaming. Such direction will only be given in exceptional circumstances where deemed relevant. Circumstances may include instances where the content of debate is considered misleading, defamatory, or potentially inappropriate to be published. Attendees are advised that they may be subject to legal actions if their actions result in inappropriate and/or unacceptable behavior and/or comments. I will now pass the meeting to the chair. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our July meeting. Time is flying, isn't it? Wow, yes. So moving to item number 2.1, could I have a motion that the committee adopt the Trails Committee agenda dated July 17th, 2024? Dana, seconder, Charlie.
Yep.
Charlie. Yeah. Thank you.
That
All in favor? All in favor? Thank you. Carried. Item number 3.1, that the committee adopt the Trails Committee meeting minutes June 19th as presented. A motion to accept. Yes, Dana again, seconder. Kathy, thank you. All in favor of the motion? Carried. Okay, the June financial report. Mike, is Mike here? No.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Mike.
Hi there.
Yes, there we are. Yeah. So do you have anything to report on that, Mike?
No, there's no comment. As you can see that we haven't expended very much money. And so it's just the same old.
Okay. Any questions of Mike? A motion then to accept. Charlotte, seconder. Dana, thank you. GPX mapping of the Orkney Beach. Josh, I guess
I'm not sure who put that on.
I actually put that on. It's Kathy.
Okay.
So my question, we were talking to Ashley, and I was just wondering, I know we're waiting for signage and for the trail to go through, but I wondered if we could do the GPX mapping sooner than later, because quite a few cyclists that are still going off on the highway where now they can go across Orkney Beach. So she was going to, I don't know if Ashley's there, but
No, she couldn't attend today, so.
Okay. So I just wanted to get that started if we could.
Yeah, we can follow up with Ashley to see where she's at with it and what's all required. And then we'll have information for the next meeting.
Okay, and then I've offered if they need somebody to ride it or whatever, I can do that to get it mapped.
Yeah.
So the mapping of the trails is directly done by the county. It's not mapped internally by us.
Okay. I thought
Great.
last time Brandon did it because he just wanted it done. So if the county needs help with that, I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Brendan is part of the county. He's not part of the township, right?
Right.
So have you talked to him, Kathy?
No, I just, like I said, I just wanted to get it moving along because I know when cyclists, it will just be helpful whether there's signage or not. It'll be helpful to know that you can go through there now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, we'll follow up with Ashley to see where she's at with it.
All right, thank you.
Item 4.3, the correspondence from Justin Bain regarding the Ramara Recreational Master Plan. So you all had an opportunity to look at that note from him.
Sure.
This is really, it's a big deal, I think, for trails. The last one was done in 2012, so it's been 12 years since there's been one. And the active transportation plan was done in 2010, and that plan is the one that we have been working to implement the last long number of years. And the recreational plan supported everything in the recreational, or the mass, am I trying to say, the Burns study, okay? The recreational plan supported the Burns study. So I guess what I'm wondering is how do we organize ourselves to have meaningful input in this process?
Is it just a survey right now?
Well,
It's just filling out a survey, right?
There's a survey, yes, and we can all do the survey. That's pretty simple. But beyond the survey, do we want to have, yes, it seems to me that it would be a good idea if we put our heads together and tried to submit something meaningful that we believe would be helpful to the municipality in the long term, because it will probably be another 12 to 20 years before there's another plan. And what kinds of things do we want to happen?
So I was hoping to do a review once the draft, because I think right now it's a survey and they're just looking for input. So definitely all of us can fill out the survey.
Yes.
Once the draft of the master plan comes out, I was hoping to, because through my program at the health unit, we do review official plans, and we review the secondary plans. So like a recreation master plan would be one that I would be hoping to review.
So you don't think we need to do anything before that, other than the survey?
I think we need to fill out the survey.
Yes.
And provide input that way.
Yes.
And then when the draft comes out, then I think that's when we look through it a little bit more.
Okay, and then make comment on that, and okay, all right. And that date is when?
The draft will be going to council in December.
In December.
Yes.
I thought it said the final report would be December 31st.
Yes, the draft report.
So would the draft report?
So right now, like I just brought up the website, they've launched the survey July 10th.
Yes.
There's 2 open houses,
Yes.
July 29th. I believe through the survey, I haven't gone in it, but through the survey, you might be able to request individual interviews. Those interviews start August 1st. The survey ends August 2nd. Public consultation concludes August 9th, and then from that, they're gonna formulate their plan. And then it'll most likely, I don't have the exact date, but a meeting in December I'm assuming it'll be going to council for council to review and adopt.
Yeah, so isn't that kind of late for us to?
If it's a draft though, it's still, there will be a final copy coming out later. Correct, that's how.
There will be, but that's for council to make adjustments to it, I believe, not public.
So it seemed with the public consultation was September, you said?
August, July and August.
August?
Yes.
So if somebody from this committee attended the open house on the 29th, that would probably be very helpful. And then again, if a couple of people from the committee requested an interview, again, that would be another way to get our input in there. Because I do think that this committee needs to
Have a say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Larry was saying. If jointly you guys want to send an email with ideas, to have it included in the draft plan.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I know the timeline's very tight with this
Yeah.
whole.
So I know Forum Adani did a recreation master plan last year, and what I kind of took a quick look at what So what's there right now isn't really, it's a background more, right? It's not really a draft plan. But the way, so, and I know every municipality is different, but I know that usually if it's a draft that comes out, right? With us having given input before they put the draft out, there still might be opportunity as a committee even to provide input for further revision before for the final copy, for consideration for the final copy. Doesn't mean that they will accept our ideas, but there might be an opportunity after that draft comes out.
Any other thoughts on that? I'm sort of thinking that we might be better to have some input so that our input is included in the draft or has been considered.
And then after
for the
too.
draft. And then after, if we have something else that we would like to add, we would have that opportunity. But
So my best recommendation would be to email Justine so you get exactly what you're looking for and the timelines of when you can make comment. And if certain members or the committee as a whole can be included in the individual meetings. So I don't know if you have one person as representative or if you have the whole committee come together and you have a meeting with the project team at that point. So is basically on the page that they have, how can I participate? It says the online survey, stakeholder consultations, public open house, or direct emails to the project team. So I'd start with emailing Justine to see if you can set something up individually or as a group.
yes, I wonder if, Josh, if we need to discuss it amongst ourselves first.
But discussing it amongst yourselves, you have to have it done by August 9th.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
Yes. So the consultation time for us then, a meeting with the team would be after the 9th. Is that
Before the 9th.
before the 9th call?
Public consultation concludes August 9th. Individual interviews start August 1st.
Okay.
So between the 1st and the 9th.
So, what do you think, committee? Should we try and have a meeting with the team prior to the 9th, where you all have the option to attend? You're thinking.
I think all of us should fill out the survey, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because the more of us that fill that out, the better.
And I think we all should attend the open house.
I'm on vacation.
Okay. Well, as many as possible. There's one in the afternoon here and one in the evening, I believe, at the Ramara Center.
Yep.
Yeah, there is two.
The 29th, 7 p.m.
July 29th from 2 to 4 p.m. is at the office here.
Yep.
And then July 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. is at the Ramara Center.
It said somewhere 7 o'clock. I've got, anyway, 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
But I'm encouraging all the people on my road and anybody I chat with that lives in Ramara to please fill it out. So if we can spread the word by the email, we'll send the email that has the survey connecting app.
So if the easiest way might be like an email within the committee to determine kind of what you're looking for as a whole group. And then whoever can attend the meeting, once it's set up, attend it. And then if you can't, you can, but then at least there's a list of what collectively the committee's looking for to be included.
When did you say interviews were happening, Josh?
Between August 1st and August 9th. I don't know exactly what date, may be selected. It just says between the 1st and the 9th.
Like, could we, as a committee, even that week, ask somebody to come to meet with a few of us, like that week of August, between August 6th or 9th, because we could do that as well,
Mhm,
just to kind of follow up with our ideas.
mhm, mhm. Well, the survey
No,
doesn't tell them a whole lot.
well, which is why I'm thinking like, so we should all fill out the survey.
Yes,
And then maybe if we, as the committee, could request, like, and absolutely attend the open houses, because more of us that do that. I'm on vacation, sorry about that, but as many of us that can, that would be great. And then sometime between the 6th and the 9th, they could meet with as many of us that could get together as possible, so that we could kind of follow up with our ideas. That might be a plan.
okay.
Don't disagree with me though, like,
Yeah, nobody's saying much. Are you fairly flexible between the 6th and the 9th if we pick a day, or?
I am.
Okay,
I can't Monday morning or Friday.
or sorry, what was the second? Not Monday or?
Friday,
Okay,
I'm in a hiking group.
I can't on the 7th.
so what about it said the 6th, which is the
I don't know if you guys will be able to set the date, so I am
Yeah,
emailing right now to get information.
Okay,
I can send an email out if I don't get it during the meeting to
okay,
the committee,
okay.
to see if it's possible and how it gets set up, so.
we could suggest a date, they just might not agree.
Does the 6th, if we could do the 6th, does that kind of sit okay with most of you? Mike, it does. Lynn, it does.
What day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
During the day would be fine.
Kathy, are you?
Really only 9 o'clock in the morning
Okay,
or after 4 is all I've got that day.
okay.
August 6th.
Josh is typing here, so he'll see how flexible they are. David?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. So let's, Josh, if you could recommend the 6th. At maybe 9 in the morning or after 4 would be the best times for us.
Yeah.
In the meantime, be thinking about the next 10 to 20 years and what recreation should look like in Ramara.
If I could just recommend that you guys really do fill out the survey though, because it's also looking at recreation services now and how they are now, not just the future, but it's really important to evaluate where our services are currently in order to move forward to the future. So I would really highly recommend that you guys do fill out the survey.
Yes.
I think that's what we were saying,
Yes.
right? All of us would do
That's-
our best.
Number one.
Yeah,
Yes, number one, fill out the survey. And if you can, spread the word to your neighbors, friends. Because a lot of people just ignore that, and we want as much input as possible. Okay,
And maybe get paper copies from, I don't have a printer, get some paper copies and just say, fill it out, I'll pick it up. You know, some people just, like me, I don't want to be on the computer a lot, but if somebody handed me that, I'd go, yep, whatever. It's just a thought.
yeah. Any other comments? So we'll wait then, maybe by the end of the meeting, Josh will have feedback. If not, he will let us know. And we'll set a date. And so we'll do the survey and then we'll try and meet with them around the week of the 6th. Okay? With our thoughts. Anything else? Okay, moving on. Project and trail updates. Atherley Trail and Lynn.
Not too much. I had a group that walked from the trail to my place and we had dessert. And now I'm having a cycling group meet at the trail and they'll cycle here, bring lunch, have dessert. So we should have a Ramara meeting here and have dessert. Can we do Zoom from here? Anyway, I've walked it. A few trees look like they're going to fall, but they probably aren't. I'm not an arborist. And a few things that Josh knows. And yep, I think when we install gates again, we stagger the one gate and the other so you can bike in and around when they're facing each other. And the one at Ramara Road is only about 3 feet and it's quite narrow for handlebars, but staggering like in Aurelia, I think would be a suggestion for further gates if we have any. That's all.
Yes, that's Josh, that's how all of the gates are done in the National Urban Park. They're all staggered.
Okay.
Which is
I know we did it in the past.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
decided to go side by side,
yeah,
so that's why they're that way.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no, as we change them and replace them, we can look at staggering them,
Yeah.
so.
One more,
Yes, and Lynn?
just one more thing. I have one large hoodie, one medium hoodie, one large, one medium, and 2 t-shirts, medium, a bag, and do you want to use it for prizes for the photo? Do you have any suggestions what we do with it?
The photo thing sounds nice.
Sorry?
People are submitting pictures when they're on the trails, right? That sounds like.
In a meeting?
It's a great idea.
A prize? Mhm.
I'll call you back.
My concern is if it doesn't fit, we only have limited sizing.
Mhm.
Choosing the means we can gauge the size.
The other thing,
It gotta be inclusive.
The bag is a one size.
The bag is, yeah, but you have one bag.
We'll have to be select winners.
I think so, yep. No.
There are, that
You
don't
can-
have,
I leave mine open. Yeah, you can lock it if you want, but you don't have to.
And Lynn's doing business.
There, Anna muted her.
I muted Annalyn, so we're good.
Goodness.
Okay. The other thought might be, if there are a number of you that don't have t-shirts or sweatshirts. There was a time many years ago when all committee members got them. So if one of those sizes would fit you, let Annalyn know and connect, and it could be yours.
Oh, you're muted now, Annalyn.
There's a large.
Sorry about the phone call. It's a good size. Okay, if you want Whatever the committee says. They've been here in a nice bag in my basement for 3, 4, 5 years. I know Steve had an interest.
Sure, I'll pick one.
Well, come by. You must try it on. If it doesn't fit, you can't have it.
Okay, I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Well, let's get her basement cleaned out.
Yes.
And
want
if
it.
maybe we give them prizes or something. I don't know.
No, and your bike rack should be fastened to the concrete there now, and it should be done, so.
Good man, Josh.
Washago Trail, Steve.
Thanks, Josh, for taking care of the gate. It looks a lot better. Looks like they incorporated the original big square posts with the metal ones.
Unknown caller.
So yeah, that's looking good. What would be really helpful, and I don't think it's our responsibility, but a no parking sign, a big no parking sign on the front of the gate would be good, because people will still park there even though they can't get through.
Yeah.
And that just cuts off access to the trail, and it's also a visibility problem trying to get out from Donor Drive, but it certainly looks a lot better. The short stretch of trail would be to the east of the gate, to the bridge, the old bridge over the green, and then on the other side, quite overgrown, where the grass is growing through the old pavement on the old road. It's getting pretty high, and around the barriers that were cut, it's kind of overgrown vines and things. So I'm not sure who would do that. It's not a huge area. It's not a big job, but it's making access a bit more difficult.
Yeah, no, we can, I can put a sign up. I don't know if the county will leave it up or not. It would not be enforceable because there'd be no bylaw tied to it.
Right.
But it'd be a deterrent. And then as far as the grass, I can see if our parks crew can get in there when they're up in that area. So.
Okay. That's
Sorry.
it.
So thank you, Steve.
Yep.
Bayshore Trail, Kathy, I guess you've already spoken about the big issue.
Yeah, I rode the Bayshore Trail on Friday. It was great. My only other comment, which I know is not really part of the trails, but Cortland is getting quite lots of deep potholes again. So it's a tough ride along Cortland right now.
They're there today filling up.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I rode it this morning. So that'll be nice to see it tonight. Okay, thanks. To me.
Lagoon City Trail, it's fine. Grass is growing like crazy again, but it's pretty good. Had obviously somebody in the last couple of weeks that are going through there with a four-wheeler and opening the gates, which is different. So I'm watching it carefully. I think it's probably just one person doing that. The South Ramara Trail is the paving's almost finished. So that's all.
I'm on a Zoom meeting, so.
She's muted again, Larry. You're good.
So the South Ramara Trail is the paving's done. We're getting lots of traffic on that trail. It's there's many cyclists every day, groups. So it's really fun to see. Special features, I don't think there are any. And social media, any comment on either of those items? Okay, so Ashley isn't here with grants. Item 6, can you fill us in, Josh?
I don't believe, she didn't give me any updates for grants. With that, whatever's applied for, we haven't heard possibly yet. But there is no update for grants. The social media, she did start that take the picture campaign, so that's ongoing. And yeah, that's all I have for those two.
Okay, so the gates, you haven't started building them or nothing?
No, so that was gonna be in my unfinished or new business. the
Okay,
next one
okay.
there. So,
Do we want to move on to private session?
we'll do unfinished or new, and
Okay,
then we'll do
okay.
that at the end.
So unfinished or new business? Josh, you have an item?
I got a couple things, so the gates. So we're planning on using the same style that was just installed recently. I can look at now at offsetting them. Do you guys want the designs before we go out for quotation on it? Or are you confident with what we had and me just going out to get pricing?
What did we have?
So they're the P style gates. So right now it's 2x2 stainless channel
Yes.
with support up the center and then just 2 supporting posts.
So it's similar to the ones
Yes.
on the Lagoon City Trail?
Yeah, they're just a little bit heavier
Okay,
than the Lagoon City ones. And then with the foundations, we'd be doing it in-house and we'd be anchoring them, physically anchoring them, so you can't just turn the whole post. So the issue we've had with some of the gates in the past, the tubular material is not as strong. And with the way they're pinned, either open or closed, depending on the year, the pipes break right at that pinpoint. So we've gone with the heavier gauge material to alleviate those issues. So I know you guys like to see everything before we go out, but we can try to expedite it by just going out to suppliers to build the gates for us, and then we'd install them once we came in, if you guys were comfortable with that. So
comments? Ann Lynn,
oh, you're muted, Annalyn, sorry.
Anyway, Paul was our gate master. If you just give him a quick heads up, but
I can give him a call, yeah.
yeah, but I know we've discussed having them staggered is
Yep.
the best. And better quality is much better, as you've seen. I mean, yeah, if you could just give Paul a heads up.
Yeah, not a problem. I can give him
Okay.
a call.
the ones in Lagoon City, they're really, the opening is really quite narrow.
Mhm.
If it could be a little wider with not being too wide, obviously.
Yeah, so we are trying to follow the AODA specifications, and it's basically 46 inches.
Okay, yeah, see, they're
Um,
definitely not 46.
No, so you're about 46 inches is your minimum opening, and ATVs are typically 48, so it's really close. So we're trying to get right around that 46-inch spacing. But if we're looking at staggering them, they'd be basically half the trail width, so they'd be 5 feet each, and you'd have to zigzag through them. So, but that opening between the zigzag would only be the 46 inches, most likely, that way you can't get the ATVs through.
I think Lagoon City might be
It's narrow,
34, 30, I don't know,
Yeah.
34.
I know.
So it might not need to be quite 46 even, if you wanted to go a little narrower than
We
that.
can't, AODA
It's
is
the-
minimum 46 inches.
Okay, so it's the rule,
So
okay.
that
Okay,
one doesn't
okay.
meet, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but.
Yes, Dan?
I just wanted to ask a question about those staggered gates. To me, they seem to be much more substantial, and you're saying that they would meet AODA standards?
They, as long
46?
as we're 46 inches between,
Okay,
so. So whether it's between width of the trail wise or lengthwise in between the two offset gates,
okay.
so.
Okay. Oh, how many gates do you know?
I believe it was. So we were looking at one on South River Road. Now we were looking for one up there, and I think side road 15 at the Newly Trail.
Yeah,
the new
so-
trail there. Was that it? I think that was it.
Well, in the casino?
That was gonna be my next update. So I don't believe we were looking at gates on the casino because of the way the orientation was gonna be. So it had a natural slow down because there's gonna be an S bend there. So,
Oh, okay. So, yeah, well, if we don't need it, yeah,
yeah.
yes,
I had a question about the gate between the new opening between Orkney Beach Road and Fountain Drive. I don't know.
Oh, there's that gate as well. Sorry, yes.
Right, because I remember at the time, the residents were indicating that they felt that the staggered gate would be much more effective in
Yeah.
preventing the motorized vehicles going through. So is that what's there or going there?
There's nothing there, so we are gonna be putting one gate on the west side, I believe it is.
Okay,
So
everybody coming in, the residents will all have to come in from the east side.
everybody will have to come in from Orkney Beach,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
and it would be a deterrent from the motorized, like it
Yes,
wouldn't fit,
correct,
okay,
yeah.
perfect.
The gate on the 15th side road,
Mhm.
will that type of gate be big enough there? That's a big opening.
So because it's a 66-foot road allowance, the trail is only 10 feet wide. But we'll have to look at how to mitigate either side of the gate,
Yeah,
so. But even with that one, no, 10 feet should be good. I'm just thinking for maintenance in there. But no, 10 feet should be fine.
Maybe even two sections of, like a section of rail fence or something on each side.
Yeah, that could be an option.
Yeah, which is kind of aesthetically
Yeah.
more pleasing.
Yeah, but the issue there, on the one side, I believe there is a fence currently, but the other is not, so they could go down around in the drainage ditch.
Don't think there's a fence.
No? Okay.
No.
I'll have to have a look.
No, there's a fence, I think there's a bit of a fence
There's a bit.
on the property line.
Yes,
But not from the property line, not on the road.
No, that's what I mean,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
So there is no fence along the road allowance right now,
Yeah,
but along the property line.
yes, on the one side there is, yes. Mhm.
So we could tie into that to limit access that way, but on the other side. Between the trail and the drainage ditch, there's no gates or there's nothing to tie in there
Mhm.
that would deter motorized vehicles through there.
Mhm.
And because I can't go on private property, it makes it difficult.
The other little issue there is the all-terrain vehicles are permitted to come up from Lagoon City and at times other than during the rookery
Mhm.
protected time.
Oh, okay.
So that gate would be opened.
But we want to deter vehicles. So maybe we look at spacing that a little bit more, or doing two gates and only one gate opens.
Because, yes, it could be just spaced more because our gates around the rookery are stopping four-wheelers from coming up from Lagoon City during that time. Anyway,
Yes, yeah. But I can't go that narrow.
no. Well, no, but you can even.
But we want to deter vehicles,
You mean
like
cars,
cars, yes.
Yeah.
So I'll have to find a median basically between the width of a car and,
Yeah, so if you went 55 inches or something.
yeah,
Or well, side by sides are wider, so,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that.
I'll look into it and
Yeah.
we'll determine something.
Anything else, John, on gates, anyone? Questions? So the plan is to have these things, because we have grant money to do
Yes,
this, don't we?
yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's timelines associated with it,
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
I got two more. or 3 more, sorry. So the casino trail, we're still working with Ramara First Nations on that, Ramara First Nation on that. We're pretty close. There was some property discussions. We're just trying to work through that right now. So the specifications are pretty well done. Again, do you guys want to see all those specifications before we go out? Or we're taking basically our 10-foot, basically the same specifications we always have. It's just the layout and orientation, so.
I personally would like to,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't know whether, do you all want to see that?
Are we going to walk it or just see specs?
Diagram,
Pardon? Oh, I'm
just a diagram, I would think.
Yeah.
Paul would be interested. I wouldn't understand it quite as much, maybe.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, just the two of us then, I guess.
Okay. The next one's the resurfacing Rammer Road. 2 parts to this one. So first part, I did meet with the county Monday. They were gonna go up and have a look at the section between Chago and Floral Park to see if they permit a trail in the road allowance and if it would fit and what it would all entail. I did bring up the funding that they had set aside for the CN acquisition. I know Simcoe County met with Dave and myself that one day out there, but they did mention they didn't know anything of it, so I reminded them of kind of what was going on with that. And they were gonna look into what funding they had and if they could assist in any way. The second part to that one, so the resurfacing, I crunched some numbers, so we have the 60,000 now, 15 from council, 15 from Ramara First Nation, and then 30,000 from Simcoe County. I took the quotes from last year. I took the highest quotation amount, figuring that may be the amount for this year. We'll be able to do about 1 kilometer of trail. So that would bring us from Longford Mills Road, if we start at that point, to about Camp Wahanawin. It'd be midway between Camp Wahanawin's driveway and Corey Point Road. So that's the plan for that section. I was just gonna go out for quotation, and then we'll bring the quotations back to the next committee meeting and we'll award it at that point. So there's that. And then lastly, we
Hold
have
on 1 second.
Yeah.
Was there any interest from Rama about doing the construction, or were they bid on it, or?
I will reach out to them to see if they will, but because it's a specific material that we put on those trails, I don't know if they'd be interested or not, because they'd have to buy it and it's not accessed locally. So I can inquire for sure if they'd be interested in bidding it. So
What is the material?
that's that 3/8 crush riprap or
That we did-
wrap.
that we
Yeah,
did here.
yeah, the recycled asphalt
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
So. Okay, sorry, the last thing I had, so we've been working with Ramara First Nation. They want to do some, I don't know how to word it properly, sorry. They want to put some art exhibits along the Atherley Trail. So they have their first proposal. I don't know if Hannah, if you have it available, Hannah will put it up. So they want to put a sculpture at the end of the Atherley Trail at the Narrows. So this is kind of a conceptual drawing of what they're planning on doing. I didn't have any issues with it. I want to see if anybody here had any concerns or issues. I didn't know the fence looked like this either, so we are working on that fence.
Wow.
But basically that sculpture will go on a little bit of a foundation. It'll be far enough away from the fences, it won't be used as a diving board or anything like that. I believe it's between 6 and 8 feet tall. I don't know the exact width of it, but I just wanted to share that with the committee. That way you guys are aware of, there will be a sculpture going up there unless you guys have any objections to it right
No, I
now,
love it.
so.
Is it right in the middle of the trail?
It'll be in the center of the trail,
And
yeah.
is that leave enough room on either side?
It will, yeah.
Sure.
There's a bench there now on the left side. When was that picture taken?
I think they just took it off the Google Images.
Okay, because I think the fence has been fixed. The bench is on the left, so that positioning would not be good. So either in the corner on the right, because the bench could go horizontal. Right now, its back is to the marina.
Okay.
The bench could be moved so that, yeah, it's horizontal back about 10 feet, so you could see the right and the left.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys are okay with us moving that bench around a little bit. So this was just a conceptual. The actual placement will be on site to do that. But yeah, if you're okay with moving that bench around a little bit, still have a view of the narrows from the bench. Maybe we put the sculpture ahead of the bench. So.
Any opposition to this? I think it's great. Okay.
If you put the bench behind that, would it inhibit the view of, I don't know.
I think so. No, I think if you have, like, if you're walking out to the end of the pier there, if you had the sculpture and then the bench in behind the sculpture possibly, that way you'd still have a spot to sit and look over at the water.
I think the sculpture is really nice. I just don't know if we should even say to them, we love it, but can you make it a little bit bigger so it makes more of a statement? It just sort of gets, I mean, I think it could be a huge statement. But anyways, I have no objection, but would even consider larger.
Okay, I can mention that to them.
The other thing maybe about that too is, you know, I don't know if they just put it in their head or something, but you know, there's lots of stuff we can put up there about the fishing weirs. And I know there's other stuff down there on a plaque underneath and in that area, but you know, most people, when you talk about the fishing weirs, they have no idea.
There's a plaque on the other side, on the Aurelia side, that talks about the weirs.
Yeah, I know, but this is our side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Annalyn.
What side did you think it was on, David?
I didn't say that. I think Kathy mentioned that
Kathy,
there was
on the other, where the trail ends on the other side, there's definitely information about the weirs, which could be easily replicated and put on both sides of the trail.
There's a historical plaque there, and I only knew it because they were doing a smudging 8 or 9 years ago that I went to, because it's under the bridge.
Yeah, that's a different thing. So there, yeah, the National Historical Plaque is below the bridge, but on the Aurelia end of the Aurelia Trail, there is signage that's and a photograph of the weirs, and then that same information could be put on our side. But I think you have to also work with the artist of the new sculpture, because that has to have probably some interpretation. So it might be in conflict with having two things at the same time. So I think you'd want to work with Ramon on what the intention of that sculpture is and what the meaning is.
Yeah, I know Rama is working on other additions to put along the trail. Maybe not necessarily in that exact same spot, but there is other art exhibits or plaques that they're looking to put up along the trail there as well. So it may be all over time, but I'll mention about the fish weirs on that side as well. Even if we put it midway down that causeway there, instead of right at the end, but.
Okay, anything else? Dana?
Yeah, I guess I wanted to share some feedback from our official plan review. I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but it's regarding the trails. I heard from a couple of my residents, they were saying that they felt that the trail should be on the transportation plan. I do see that it's on the schedule B4, which is the Rama Road corridor plan, but that's just for the Rama area, right? The Atherley, all that trail. But I'm just wondering, would it be appropriate to have it on the full transportation schedule, Schedule F, the trails?
I'd have to look at it, but I think so, yeah.
Okay, and then the other feedback I got was, because you were talking about the recycled asphalt, which is our typical material that we use. I've been hearing that that's actually exhausting to drive over for, not everybody necessarily has a fat bike. And I'm just wondering, are we married to that? Is that the cheapest material? Is that sort of, okay,
Well,
No, it's the most expensive.
is it? Okay, because they were dying for pea gravel at this point, frankly, rather than the recycled asphalt. But
okay, see, there's recycled asphalt is what is on the Atherley Trail now, but it's not screened. That's correct, isn't it?
So the stuff that's on the Atherley Trail is just recycled asphalt, material that we've been putting on the new sections that we're resurfacing. Lagoon City, we did a couple years ago, so it's a recycled asphalt again, but it's further crushed to 3/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch and below, where the other stuff you could have 7/8, 3/4 and below. So it's a finer material.
okay, yeah, maybe they're on the rougher stuff or something, but
Well, it is rougher on, because that's what's on the Atherley Trail now.
right, that's
rougher
what they're
stuff.
using.
But if you want to look at it, the Record to Lagoon City Trail, it has the crushed. And I
Okay,
think that's really packed pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's done well. We've only had one washout through there and
Yes.
it's held up very well.
Mind you, the Lagoon City Trail with just screenings is wonderful. I mean,
The screening's back as well. So,
it's, I guess way cheaper.
Yeah. I'm fine either way. I was just going with the direction of the committee in the past.
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that would, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, and I mean, I don't quite know what to say, but the screenings on the Bloom City Trail are excellent. And I think this is excellent too, except this is probably 4 times more money.
It is, yes.
I think it depends, a little bit with screenings on where you get them. I think there's a bit of a difference, or who puts it. Like the Lagoon City Trail, where it's really excellent, that was all compacted with a compactor and was done well.
Yeah.
I don't know that it always, for example, the 15 side road's terrible.
So it was compacted, but because of the requirements of the LSRCA, the material was changed.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know what to recommend, Josh. I'm all in for saving money. And if we can be sure that we get good material and it's properly installed, I'd say save money and do screenings.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I just need direction from the committee which way you guys want to go. So
What do you think, Steve, Anna Lynn, on that screening issue?
Well, the recycled asphalt that was put on the trail from the trailhead to concession 12, I've had more complaints that they don't like it. As for screenings, when we got the screenings from the trailhead to Rammer Road, perfect. We thought we were getting the same screenings from Monk to Ramamera boundary line. We had it graded, we did several things, and it was never the same as the first. So your screenings definitely are different. And I thought we ordered the same screenings. So recycled asphalt, the way it was, quite a few people in the biking group I belong to, I said, come to the cottage, and they said, we don't like the trail. I said, well, anyway, that's my input.
It's hard.
Yeah, so like you can go to a 3/8 limestone, which would be the same size of material as what's on Lagoon City, to Brecken, but it just would be a lighter color. Overall, it's the same material, just a different stone. So the benefit to recycled asphalt, it does typically compact a bit better, especially with the sun because of the dark color of it and the asphalt content that already is in it. It resets in a sense, and becomes more of a hard surface. Limestone, there always is some small differences between the quarries, and the gradation of that material. You could ask for a 3/8 crush limestone, but one quarry may have heavier fines than coarse material and vice versa. You get different amounts of clay content depending on the quarry as well. So it's hard to specify what quarry they have to come out with. But we've used most of the quarries within the township for certain projects. We haven't had issues. We've had better luck. I know, never mind. I don't want to say that. So we've had good results with all the material coming from the township. And typically, if we specify limestone screenings, it comes from within the township, where the recycled asphalt comes from within outside of the township. So.
Well, I guess we don't want to spend the money and not have it right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I hear you saying is to guarantee that it is right, we need to go with the recycled asphalt that's screened to 3/8. That's the safest way.
That'd be their safest way, yes.
Then I think my feeling would be to do it the safest way, because we don't want it to turn out not right.
Yeah.
And that would be less bumpy and whatnot.
Well, I mean, both aren't bumpy. Sometimes screenings are soft.
Right.
They
Yeah, and a big factor on it as well is what the base is underneath what you're putting on.
Sure.
Lagoon City, a lot of it's on the old rail trail, so it's a good solid base underneath it. Where side road 15, was a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So you put traffic over it. I know there's not a lot of traffic in the means of vehicles, but in the winter you got the groomer, you got the snowmobiles, you got ATVs. And the more traffic you put on the trails, especially with something that's not a solid bed, you're going to get movement within the soil, and it is going to cause rattling or potholes or anything like that. Even just stone coming off the tires causes ruts. So Fairgrounds, the section that was put in on Fairgrounds, it's held up well. The only issue we have there is the runoff causing rutting. I believe there is quite a few snowmobiles and ATVs that run that one, but that was all limestone screenings. It seems to have held up well. I don't know, Steve, do you have comments on that one or?
No, I've seen the ruts from the runoff from erosion.
Yeah.
But I wonder if people are voicing their opinions based on the type of tires and the size of tires that they have on their bikes. If they've got thinner tires, then they're not going to be happy with anything soft. Whereas if you have a little bit of a wider tire, then a softer surface is going to be fine.
Yeah. So I'm fine either way. You could always get a bad load of recycled asphalt as well, depending, like there should be consistency in everything, but you can't guarantee consistency in everything either. The only way to do that would to be test the material as it's coming in, and I don't think we need to get into that expense with a trail, because it adds up quick when you're starting to test loads. It's not cheap. So.
Yes, David?
I just have the last couple of questions on the idea of going with a recycled asphalt, the smaller screening. So does that mean then that we would be able to get an even longer stretch? Like, I don't know if it's more expensive or cheaper to make the finer.
No, you'll get about a kilometer.
Oh, okay.
But if we did the screenings, we could get further.
Yeah, you might get,
Kilometer and a half.
you might get, yeah, 1 kilometer and a quarter, kilometer and a half in screenings.
Okay,
So you go further with screenings.
okay. Oh, that's good. So we're saving there. And then the other question is regarding the part that Anna Lynn was talking about that I had heard feedback on between the Atherley Trail and concession 12. Is it possible that it can sort of have a screen over with what it's there right now? Or is it
Concession.
Yeah,
sort of right going between like past the hammock trailer park there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we've done sections in the past just to top it up and redress it
okay,
and
yeah,
then regrade it.
okay,
So that it could be something discussed at budget time.
Okay.
For future budget.
all right.
So I guess we don't have a decision yet. So what are we thinking? I said my piece. I think I stand by what I said. We'll do. I would prefer the recycled asphalt screened, so it's fine. I think the risk is less in having an issue. If I make that into a motion, would I have a seconder for that motion? Dana? So all in favor of the motion? 1, 2, 3, carried. 4.
I don't know if I can vote ever.
Okay, so we've got that done. All right. Any other unfinished or new business? Okay, so I would move that we move to
A closed session.
closed session.
So I don't know, do we have to do a preamble for close? Anna, do you remember?
I think we need a motion to enter closed session, and I believe we need a motion to rise and report from closed session after.
So I so move. Seconder? Dana?
Okay, give me a minute and I'll get the breakout rooms all set.
Has David left us?
Yeah. Perfect. So we are live again. So if I could have a motion to rise and report from a closed session at 11:29 a.m.
Mike, final move.
Seconder, Dana?
Dana, seconder, all in favor? Carried.
Just on that, any adjournment.
So adjournment, I move that we adjourn the meeting. Seconder. Charlotte, all in favor?
I have my name tag.
Carried. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see you in a month.